had a perfect, beautiful English sentence in your head?
Oh, I think every language learner knows that feeling.
Right. I mean, it is totally ready to go. You know the vocabulary, you know the grammar,
Yeah.
but then you open your mouth
And
and
absolutely nothing comes out.
exactly, you just freeze. Your mind goes completely blank.
It is so frustrating.
It really is. Well, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are talking directly to you, the language learner.
We are, and we are going to keep things very clear and very steady today.
Yes, simple words and a slow pace. We are exploring a really fascinating guide about finding your voice in English. And the core message of our sources today is it's very simple. Stop thinking and start talking.
But don't worry, we are not going to give you a list of 50 new grammar rules to memorize.
Oh, wait, that is the last thing you need.
Giving you more rules would actually make the freezing problem worse.
So true.
Today, we are looking at the psychology of language learning. We will explain the actual reasons why your brain freezes in a conversation.
And more importantly, how to stop that panic response, right?
Exactly. We will share simple, real-world tools to get you speaking with confidence, using the words you already know.
Okay, let us start with the root cause of the problem. We all know that terrible feeling of freezing, but, well, why does it happen?
Yeah, it's a great question.
The guide uses this really clever comparison to explain it.
Yeah.
It says we need to look at our brain versus our mouth.
Right, so think of your brain as a modern, powerful computer, like a brand new 2024 model.
Very fast.
Super fast.
Yeah.
As an adult, you have complex ideas. You are an intelligent person,
Right.
and your brain processes these big ideas very quickly in your native language. But when you try to speak English,
This is the painful part.
yeah, it is. When you try to speak English, your mouth is like an old computer printer from the 1990s.
Oh, wow. Just slow and noisy.
And worse, this old printer has almost no ink.
So the really fast computer sends a massive, beautiful document to the old printer, and the printer just breaks down.
It just jams. It cannot handle the big job.
It makes complete sense.
That is the physical reality of what is happening. You have the ideas, you just cannot print them yet. The connection between the brain and the mouth is, well, it's not fully built.
Right. If I think about a real-life situation, this printer idea is so clear. Imagine you are sitting in a nice restaurant.
Okay.
The waiter comes to your table, he has his pen ready, and you just want to order chicken.
Just chicken, a very simple word.
Exactly. You know the word chicken, you have known it for years, but suddenly your heart beats faster.
You start to panic.
You forget the word. You just sit there pointing at the menu like a frozen statue.
And we have to ask why your heart beats faster in that exact moment. Ordering chicken is not dangerous.
No, not at all.
There is no physical threat. But your brain reacts like there's a wild animal in the room.
Right, like you are in danger.
Why? Well, the guide explains this using a psychological concept called losing face.
Losing face. That means losing respect in front of other people, right? Like feeling deep social embarrassment.
Correct. In many cultures, making a public mistake feels like a huge failure.
For sure.
We want to be seen as smart and capable adults. We want our English to be like a perfect, finished painting.
A masterpiece.
Yeah, a masterpiece that we can hang in an art gallery for everyone to admire.
Because ultimately, we want people to respect us.
Exactly. And because of that strong desire for respect, we are terrified to let people see our messy sketches.
We want to hide the mistakes.
Right. So when the waiter asks for your order, your brain feels that intense social pressure. The fear of losing face triggers a fight-or-flight panic response.
Wow.
Your nervous system actually shuts down the language center of your brain just to protect you from embarrassment.
So what does this all mean? It is like having a beautiful song playing in your head.
I like that.
The melody is perfect, but you are trying to play that song on a guitar with missing strings.
Yeah?
The instrument is just not ready to play the complex song. But here is what confuses me. If the guitar is missing a string, why don't we just play the song anyway? I mean, it might sound a little strange, but the music would still happen. Why do we choose silence over a messy song?
That is the big question. And we choose silence because of our history. We've been trained to fear the messy song.
Trained.
Yes. This fear of making a mistake does not come from nowhere. It comes from the way most of us were taught in school.
Oh, you mean the traditional classroom environment?
Yeah. For many learners, language is viewed as a strict test. The guide talks about the strict teacher voice.
The voice that lives in our heads?
Exactly. Think back to your childhood. You were in a quiet classroom. You stand up to speak English. You say a sentence. but you forget one small grammar rule.
And the teacher stops you immediately.
Right in the middle of your sentence, you say, he speak, and the strict teacher lightly says, no, it is he speaks. You forgot the S.
Oh, I can feel the stress just thinking about it. Everyone looks at you, you feel your face get hot, you feel foolish.
And that memory leaves a deep mark on the brain. Because of that strict teacher, adult learners do something called mental checking.
Mental checking.
Yes. Before they let a word out of their mouth, they quickly check their mental grammar book. They ask themselves, wait, is this the past tense? Should I use the word a or the word the? Did I pronounce the R correctly?
Wow. But trying to check all those rules takes a lot of mental energy.
It does. It completely overloads your working memory.
And real life is not a classroom. In real life, the conversation does not pause while you check your grammar rules.
It definitely does not.
Dave?
While you are searching through your mental library for the correct tense, the other person is waiting.
Right.
They might finish drinking their coffee. They might look at their phone. And eventually, they leave the conversation because the silence is too long.
All because we were trying to paint the perfect picture for the art gallery.
Exactly. But language is not a gallery painting. It is not a test. The guide provides a much healthier image. Speaking a language is actually like playing catch with a ball in a park.
Like throwing a baseball back and forth with a friend.
Yes. Think about playing catch. It is fast, it is interactive, and it is messy.
Yeah, sometimes you drop the ball.
Sometimes you throw the ball too high, sometimes the ball drops on the grass, and that is perfectly fine. The only goal of the game is to pick the ball up, throw it back, and keep the game going.
Right.
If you hold the ball in your hands forever, trying to calculate the perfect wind speed and the perfect angle before you throw it, well, the other person will get bored and go home.
Okay, let's unpack this playing catch idea, because I have a question about this.
Sure.
If I just throw the ball wildly without looking, I might break a window.
Fair point.
In language, if I just throw words without thinking, won't people misunderstand me completely? Isn't grammar still an important rule for the game?
That is a very fair pushback. Look, grammar is certainly a helpful map. It is very good to study it on your own time.
Okay.
But in the middle of a live conversation, communication is always more important than perfection.
Communication over perfection.
Getting the ball to the other person is the only thing that matters. The guide highlights a powerful phrase for this mindset. Mistakes are evidence of progress.
Evidence of progress. Evidence means proof. It shows that something real is happening.
Exactly. If you are making mistakes, it is absolute proof that you are actually using the language. You are throwing the ball.
Yeah.
If you make zero mistakes, you are probably just sitting alone in the park, staying completely silent.
That reframes the whole experience. The mistake is not a failure. It is proof that I am trying.
Yes.
So if we know we need to just throw the ball, how do we actually do it? Because sometimes my thoughts feel way too heavy and complex to just throw casually.
This brings us to the first practical tool to lower the pressure. It is designed to break what we call the translation wall.
The translation wall.
The tool is called the small version strategy.
The small version strategy. Let me try to guess how this works. If my adult brain has a big, complex thought in my native language, I need to make the English translation a bit shorter.
You need to make it much, much shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As adults, we are intelligent people. We want to sound smart in English, just like we sound smart in our native language.
Of course.
So we try to translate complex professional thoughts directly. And that causes the 1990s printer to crash.
Let's use a real example. Imagine I am at work. The big thought in my head is, I am currently experiencing a significant amount of stress due to my overwhelming professional responsibilities.
Okay, if a learner tries to translate words like experiencing significant and responsibilities in real time,
That is way too heavy.
the mental energy required is just too much. The brain will freeze.
So if I use the small version strategy, maybe I say my professional stress is very significant.
Still too heavy.
Really?
Yeah, you're still trying to hold on to the big adult words. The small version is about finding the absolute core message. Ask yourself a strange question. How would a 5-year-old say this?
A 5-year-old. Okay, a 5-year-old does not talk about professional responsibility.
Definitely not.
A 5-year-old would just say, work is very busy. Or, I have too much work.
Yes, I have too much work. Think about how much easier that is for your mouth to say.
So much easier.
It uses basic vocabulary. It requires almost zero mental checking. But here is the secret. It means the exact same thing to the listener.
Let's do another one. You are in a business meeting. Your boss gives instructions, but you do not understand.
Happens all the time.
Right. In your native language, you think? I would be extremely grateful if you could perhaps clarify the specific instructions.
Again, way too much ink for the old printer.
So the small version, the 5-year-old version, that would be. Can you say that again, please? I want to be sure.
Perfect. Can you say that again, please? It is polite. It is clear. The message is delivered successfully.
Wow.
The golden rule of this strategy is simple and spoken is better than perfect and silent.
Simple and spoken is better than perfect and silent.
I love that. It reminds me of packing a heavy backpack. How so?
Well, if you are going for a short walk in the park, you do not need to carry 20 heavy, complicated books. Leave the heavy words at home. Just take the light, simple words you need for the walk.
Leaving the heavy words at home is a great way to look at it. You accept that you might not sound like a famous poet, but you will be a successful communicator.
But wait,
Yeah.
leaving the heavy words at home works if I am the one starting the conversation, because I have time to plan my small sentence.
True.
What if someone surprises me? Let's say I am at a party. Someone walks up and asks me a question. I don't even have time to pack my small backpack. How do I stop that terrible, awkward silence while my brain is searching for the simple words?
That is the second major challenge, the panic of the unexpected question. For this, the guide introduces tool number 2, reaction words.
Reaction words.
These are sometimes called fillers.
So words I use just to react to what a person just said.
Exactly. These are small bridge words. They do not carry deep information, but their psychological job is huge.
What do they do?
They give your brain a 3 to 5 second thinking window. They buy you time, and they pull you out of the panic response.
Put me in a real-life scenario. Show me the mechanism of how this works.
Imagine you're talking to a coworker on Monday morning. Your coworker says, "This weekend, I tried to cook a big dinner, but I burned the main dish in the oven, there was smoke everywhere, and we had to order pizza."
Oh, boy. If I hear that, my English brain starts panicking. My first instinct is to try and give them advice or talk about the details. I start searching my memory for words like oven temperatures or smoke alarm or fire safety.
Right.
And because I cannot find those words quickly, I just stare at them in silence.
And that silence makes your heart beat faster. But you do not need to solve their problem. You do not need to talk about fire safety.
I don't.
No, you just need to react to buy yourself 3 seconds. Instead of freezing, you immediately use a reaction phrase. You say, "Oh, no, that's a shame." Or you say, "I get you. Cooking is tricky."
Oh, no, that's a shame. That takes me maybe 3 or 4 seconds to say.
Yes. And let us look at what happens in those 4 seconds. Physically, your mouth is moving, so you are breathing. This lowers your heart rate.
That makes sense.
Socially, the silence is broken. You look friendly and empathetic. And mentally, your brain realizes, okay, I am speaking English and I am safe. The panic stops.
Wow, so true.
Now, your brain has the space to calmly think of the next small sentence, like, what kind of pizza did you order?
That makes a lot of sense. The guide has some specific examples of these reaction phrases, right?
Yes. Keep these in your pocket. Instead of trying to say the formal phrase, "I understand your situation," you could just say, "I get you."
I get you. It feels very natural.
When someone tells you a surprising story, do not search for a heavy word like astonishing. Just say, "No way."
No way.
Yeah. If you agree with someone's logic, say, "That makes sense." And if someone asks you a direct question and you truly need a moment to translate, do not just stand in silence.
Right.
Tell them you are thinking. Say out loud, "Let me think about that."
And I think about that.
The guide compares these reaction words to salt and pepper on your food. You do not eat a whole bowl of salt.
Definitely not.
You do not use a filler word in every single sentence. But sprinkling a little bit into the conversation makes it taste natural. It feels less like a strict interview and more like a warm friendship.
Okay, here is where it gets really interesting because I have to challenge this idea.
Go ahead.
Aren't filler words generally considered a bad habit? I mean, public speaking coaches always tell people, stop saying, or, they say it makes you look unsure of yourself.
That is a very common piece of advice.
Yeah.
But we have to understand who that advice is for.
Okay.
That is true if you are a native speaker giving a formal business presentation to hundreds of people. For a native speaker, relying on too many fillers can be a lazy habit. But for a language learner, the rules of the game are completely different.
How so?
For a learner, reaction words are not a bad habit. They are a vital survival tool.
Vital survival tool.
They keep your English engine warm. Think of a car in winter. If you turn the engine completely off at every red light, The car might not start again when the light turns green.
Oh, I see.
A reaction word keeps the engine running while you wait for the green light.
I really like that. We need to keep the engine running even when we are paused.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have these powerful psychological tools. We can drop the heavy thoughts and use the small version. We can use reaction words to calm our nervous system and buy time.
Yes.
But this leads to a practical problem. How do we practice these physical skills if we live in a place where nobody speaks English?
That is the reality for millions of learners. You cannot play catch if there is no one in the park.
Right.
The guide has a solution for this. You have to actively create your own safe mode.
Safe mode, like when a computer starts up with only the basic program so it can fix itself.
Exactly like that. A safe mode is a physical environment where there is zero judgment, zero stress.
Because you are alone.
Yes. There is no one listening to correct your grammar. Therefore, there is zero risk of losing face.
So where do we find this zero judgment environment?
You build it in your daily life. The first suggestion from the guide sounds a bit funny, but neurologically it works perfectly. Talk to your dog or your cat.
Speak English to the dog. I have to admit, that sounds a little silly.
It feels silly at first, but think about the psychology. Animals do not care about the past tense. They do not judge your accent.
That is true.
Because they cannot judge you, your brain does not trigger the panic response. You can look at your dog and say, Rex, today was a very long day at the office. I am going to make some pasta.
And the dog just wags its tail.
Exactly.
You get the physical practice of speaking without any of the social threat. But what if a learner does not have a pet?
Talk to your houseplants. Talk to your coffee machine while it is brewing. Or use the best safe mode of all. Talk to yourself in the shower.
In the shower.
The shower is private. The sound of the water hides your voice. You can speak out loud and practice using your small, simple sentences without any fear.
What about using our phones? Is there a way to practice with technology that feels safe?
Absolutely. The guide highly recommends using voice notes.
Oh, like on a messaging app.
Yes. Open an app like WhatsApp. Create a private chat with just yourself. Or pick one very close, understanding friend. Record just 30 seconds of audio talking about what you ate for lunch.
Just 30 seconds? That seems almost too short to be useful.
It is actually a massive victory. When you record it, you are forcing your brain to find the words. You listen back to it. Even if you hear mistakes, even if it sounds messy, you won the game.
Because you actually threw the ball.
You physically spoke English out loud for 30 seconds. Doing that every day builds incredible confidence.
It trains the mind. Are there exercises to train the mouth itself? Since we talked about the mouth being an old printer.
Yes. There is a technique called shadowing.
Shadowing. Like a shadow following a person on the wall.
Exactly. Shadowing means listening to a native English speaker, maybe listening to this very deep dive, and repeating their words out loud exactly 1 second later.
Wow. 1 second later.
You do not just read the words quietly. You try to copy the rhythm of the voice. You try to copy the rise and fall of the emotion.
So if you say, the dog is happy, I wait 1 second and say out loud, the dog is happy, trying to match the exact music of your voice.
Yes. The guide compares this physical practice to training for a marathon. You cannot wake up on day one and run 40 kilometers. Your muscles are not ready.
Right, you have to start small.
You have to walk. Then you jog gently. Then eventually you run.
It is about building muscle memory, just like a professional athlete.
Exactly.
A baseball player will swing a heavy wooden bat 100 times with no ball. A boxer will stand in front of a mirror and punch the air. They are training the physical muscle so that when the real pressure of the game starts, the body already knows what to do.
Right.
The mouth knows the physical shapes of the English words.
That is the perfect way to understand it. Your mouth physically needs to learn how to stretch around the shapes of a new language. This takes real time.
It does.
The guide uses a very comforting phrase for this stage of learning. It says you must accept that your English is currently under construction.
Under construction. I see a new building being built. There is dirt on the ground. There is loud noise. The walls do not have paint yet. It looks very messy.
It is messy,
Yeah.
but a building under construction is not a broken building.
Oh, I love that.
It is a building that is growing. It is getting taller every day. That is a deeply positive mindset to hold on to.
I love that image. It changes everything. Let us look at the big picture of what we have uncovered today. Let us summarize this for you, our listener.
Okay.
First, remember that your brain is perfectly fine. You are intelligent. You have a fast computer brain. You just need to practice getting the ink to the printer.
And you achieve that by lowering the pressure you put on yourself.
Right. Tell the strict teacher in your head to be quiet. Language is not a perfect painting in a quiet art gallery. It is playing catch in the park.
Just keep the game going.
Keep the game going. Keep your thoughts simple. Remember the golden rule: simple and spoken is always better than perfect and silent. Leave your heavy vocabulary words at home in your backpack.
And when you're surprised, use your reaction words to calm your heart rate and buy time. I get you. No way. Let me think about that.
And most importantly, remember that mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are evidence of progress. If you are making mistakes, it means you are actively learning and playing the game.
Building on that idea of progress, well, I want to leave you with one final thought, a psychological challenge to take with you tomorrow morning.
Please share it with us.
We have established that making mistakes is the actual evidence that you are learning. It proves you are moving forward.
Yes.
So what would happen if you woke up tomorrow and actively tried to make at least one small English mistake on purpose?
Wow. Intentionally try to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Yes. If you aim to make a tiny mistake today, maybe you use the wrong tense or forget a word on purpose, and you see that the listener still understands you. You see that the world does not end.
Oh, I see.
Might that completely destroy the fear of losing face that is holding you back? Might it finally set you free to just speak?
That is an amazing challenge. Try to fail just a little bit, on purpose. See that the game of catch continues.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. You are doing something very brave by learning a new language, and we respect your effort.
Keep learning. Keep your words simple. Keep your speaking pace slow.
And always be encouraging to yourself. Remember, you already have the beautiful song in your head. Now it is just time to play the guitar. We will see you next time.